After that last autistic info dump of an episode, it's time to cleanse the brain palates with a saucy little bagel bite fresh from the proverbial toaster oven. Kristin is back from her big trip to Spain, and she's ready to share all the detalles. She provides her hot take Spanish observations, and we chat about the challenges of traveling through a foreign country when you don't know any of the social scripts. Plus, Grace loses herself in the monotony of crochet. Kristin uses her grubs to make local crow friends, and we both unleash our verbal stim brainworms onto the masses in the hopes that they will wiggle into your own brain holes and live on in there for years to come. Now that's the power of podcasting.
They said that we'd grow out of it. Well, the joke's on them, that's just our brains. We're eccentric, loud, and stubborn, and most of our clothing is covered in stains. It's not a deficit of attention, there's just too much to think about. So if executive dysfunction becomes a little too much, if you forgot why you came in this room, or you're hypersensitive to touch, then put on your seamless socks and come join our little flock. Bitches stimming together, we're weirds of a feather. Weirds of a feather. Ah! Caw-caw! Hello.
Oh, me?
Oh, are we doing now? Are
Yeah.
we going now?
Yeah, let's do it. Hi.
You look distracted.
No, I was
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. You want to go? I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Let's just go.
Welcome to Weirds of Feather, an AuDHD-Adjacent podcast. We got a little bagel bite for you.
There's a bagel bite.
I'm your host, Kristin.
And I'm your host, Grace.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We got a little mini bagel bite. It's a schmorg of things. But before we get into it, do you want to start with your little plush?
Yeah, let's do some little plushes.
Little plushes?
Little plushes. All right, for my little push this week, this happened just yesterday. I taught myself how to crochet. I've been wanting like a kind of a mindless hobby, like something to do with my hands.
Mindless? Don't you have to like count rows and stuff?
I don't count rows. I mean, I know there is thought that goes into it, but the action itself, it's not like you have to like make all these decisions. Like with needlepoint even, it's like you have to like, make this design and figure out what kind of stitch you're going to do and blah, blah, blah. I feel like with crochet, it's much more like repetitive, kind of like knitting.
Yeah.
And I really need something like that because otherwise I'll just like obsessively file my nails. So I'm really liking it so far. I just had to look up like how to crochet when you're left-handed because I can't reverse the image. It's too complicated for me. And I taught myself how to do it yesterday, and I went to Joann's and got some yarn. And I didn't get too much because I don't want to overdo it. But
you just need one needle, right?
Yes, and that's nice too. So yeah, I'm loving it, and I'm proud of myself for starting this new little hobby.
That's exciting.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
What about you?
I yesterday weeded the garden.
Woohoo.
So woo. There's a bunch of weeds in there because I've been gone for a couple weeks, so I've not attended to it. But I got them out of there, and I'm proud of myself.
They're out of there.
They are out.
Congratulations.
Boy, does it look better. So, yay.
Yay, good job.
It's kind of nice just plucking things one by one out of the ground.
Totally.
And then I always wear garden gloves because I got special garden gloves because I don't like my hands getting dirty.
Mm-hmm. I hate getting dirt under my fingernails.
I hate that, but I just I'll touch anything with gloves on. So like the slugs or like little grubs that I find that I flick into the street for the crows.
Oh.
Crows gotta eat.
Crows gotta eat. Slugs and grubs.
Probably shouldn't put them in the street, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if you need to sacrifice them in the street.
I'm just thinking about that now. Probably poor planning on my part, but
because then you're also luring crows into the street.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like I could give a shit about the grubs, but the crows, I don't want them in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe have a designated grub flicking area where the crows can come and gather and eat snacks.
Well, I think first I gotta make friends with those crows because then I'd put a little tray out for them. Or maybe I should get a little tray.
Yeah, befriend them. Use your grubs to befriend them. They'll like it.
Oh.
They might start bringing you trinkets.
Keep you guys updated.
Right.
But yeah, I was pretty proud of myself.
Nice.
Yeah. Satisfying.
All right. So next we just have like a quick little seg that we thought would be funny.
We're testing it out. We're dipping our toes in.
Yeah.
Seeing a new little, see if people like this segment. And if they don't, then...
Too bad.
Yeah.
Deal with it because we like it.
Yeah.
So we've both been doing a lot of verbal stimming. We've always verbally stimmed, but I feel like now that we're more aware of the autism aspect, we really are paying attention to just how many stims we have.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to do a quick little stim of the day segment where we share the thing that we can't stop repeating. And it may be annoying to everyone else around us, but we can't stop.
Yeah.
I do some singing stims, but a lot of mine are like quotes that I can't stop saying. TikTok is a big source of that.
Yes.
And right now, my two that I can't really say in public because they're kind of inappropriate, but there's that woman that goes around and like preaches on campuses, and I don't know even what religion she is because it's nuts.
It's bananas.
Yeah.
But she has this like huge following, but it's like an ironic following.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because no one actually likes her.
No, because they think that she's ridiculous, but also entertaining. She has a few quotes, and I can't stop saying them. She says, "There are vampire hoes all over this campus." And also, which this one I can't stop yelling, "It's a poop hole." And I have to say it exactly the way she says it.
It's a poop hole.
It's a poop hole. And I have to say them together. I can't say one without the other. So that's my stim of the day, stim of the week.
I can see how that's inconvenient for you to have. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll be like in a store and I'll just like muttering to myself like, "It's a po-po.
It's a po-po."
But
Cashier's like, "What?"
Yeah, what'd you say? And then when I get home, I'm like bursting at the seams and I'm finally like, "Yes, I can shout it. It's a po-po." Ian. And then Ian will like parrot me and we'll just go back and forth. So it's a whole thing. What is your stim of the day, Kristin?
Mine is the theme song from Bewitched.
Yeah.
Mostly me singing the theme song from Bewitched.
Yes.
Over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
I think I got you singing too.
Yes, you did. You've been singing all day.
All it took was one TikTok that referenced Bewitched, and that's...
You know, the problem with that one, too, is it's so similar to the Price is Right song. So once we start singing the Bewitched song... Shouldn't have said it.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Exactly that. Once we do the Bewitched song, and then we say how similar it is to the Price is Right song, and then we start singing the Price is Right song.
The Price is Right song. Yeah, it's a Bewitched to Price is Right pipeline.
That dangerous pipeline. I guess it'll be fun to check in next time and see if we have these same stims or they're different. Because sometimes they'll go on for weeks and weeks.
Yeah, sometimes,
Driving us crazy.
I hate when it's like, I can't stop.
Yep.
But I know how annoying it is.
Yes, I'm like annoying myself.
Yes.
But I can't get myself to stop. Yes. A big one that I actually had over the weekend was Where Are You Christmas? the Cindy Lou Who sad ass song.
It's June.
I don't know why it came into my head, but then it wouldn't leave. I'm like, get out of there. Where are you Christmas? No.
You don't have time.
No. All right.
Hola. That's all I know for Spanish. I just got back from Spain. I was there for a little bit. If you're listening, you might have heard my boyfriend Christopher filled in for a couple episodes.
Yep.
Hopefully he did a good job. I haven't heard him yet.
Yeah, he did a great job.
I heard one episode quickly devolved into a multi-part series.
Yeah, it was a very long episode, so it might have to be broken up into two.
Why am I not surprised? The two of you get together and you can't stop talking.
I know.
He's worse than I am.
Yes, he is.
Imagine us living together.
I can't imagine. And he and I have a lot of overlaps in our autism, so it's also like,
you are the same person.
Yes, in some ways, yeah.
In some ways. Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
But I made some observations in Spain, and I want to share them with you.
Okay.
The segment's called Kristin's Spanish Observations.
Muy bien.
Observation number 1. All of Spain, if we could just sum it up, is a series of churches built on top of mosques, built on top of Roman temples. That's it. You know what Spain is like.
I feel like I've been there.
It is, I guess I didn't know that much. Now I have to like look up Spanish history because I guess I like forgot that there were the Moors that came there and kicked out all the Romans and the pagans, and then all the Catholics came and kicked out all the Moors. So it's just like a series of the what?
Oh, nothing. The Moops is a sci-fi reference.
It's just like a series of people just like pushing their religion on everybody.
I love that. I love when people do that.
It's got great food and wine.
All right.
I loved it. And no one's in a rush, which is almost to the point where it's like a little annoying. You're like, I need you to pick up the pace.
Can we walk a little faster, please?
No one's in a rush. Everything's about taking your time and enjoying the moment, which is
difficult for you,
but also tough. Yeah. Also, everyone smells good. Everyone's wearing either a perfume or a really strong deodorant. I don't know what it is. Everybody in Spain smells good. You can fight me on that one. Everyone in Spain smells good.
I disagree. I stink, and I'm from Spain.
I'm from Spain, and I smell terrible. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's like a culture of just like, I don't know what soaps everybody's using, but I need to know because every single person smelled fantastic. I even bought perfume there hoping that I would smell better. I don't.
Didn't take. Well, you're not Spanish.
Yeah, so there it is. But yeah. But I think one of the hardest parts about Spain is I think in the last couple episodes we talked about a little bit about autism and scripting, and I am a big scripter.
Yes, you are.
But since it's a different culture, and it's different, and there's a different language, and so I didn't have any scripts to go off of, and so this was particular at restaurants. So in America, you go, there's a hostess, they tell you where to sit, and then someone will bring you a menu. And you look at the menu, decide your drink and your food. And that is not true for España. You just sit. If there's an open table, you take it. You just sit there, and someone will get to you eventually. But I always felt really uncomfortable doing this. So I always tried to flag down someone, and I just like kind of pointed, and they're like, "Yes, of course."
Yeah, that's the rule. Go ahead.
Go sit. And I'm like, I just want permission.
Because it's like the one time you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just go sit. Then it's like suddenly that's wrong.
Right.
I hate that.
We
so
actually
scary.
had that happen, not to us, but we saw a different couple. There were 2 tables outside. We sat in one. The other one was going to be reserved for a party, but there's no like reserva on it, you know? And someone went and sat down there, and the waitress, almost everybody spoke perfect English. This was a case where the person did not speak perfect English, but we got by. She did great. And she was trying to tell him, oh no, it's a table reserva, which I think you can like, it sounds just like reserved table. And they were like, why can't we sit here? They're sitting here. And I'm like, no. And we're like trying to translate her broken English to these other people.
Oh God.
Who also spoke English. And we're like, it sounds like that specific table is reserved, but if you go in and ask the lady, she'll sit you somewhere else. And they were just like not getting it. And I was very overwhelmed for them, but we figured it out. But that was the one time where like, that was not an okay table to sit at.
And that's so stressful because, like, what if you just help yourself and then it's like, nope, that's wrong.
And before you get the menu, they immediately come to you and they're like, bebidas, what do you want for a drink? And you're like, I haven't even seen the menu. So I made up a script. It's not made up. It's like I now I have my order down. I go, una copa de vino tinto, 1 cup of red wine. That's what I get every single time. And then they just bring you out a red wine, like the house red wine. It's different from American house red wine, which is usually Chet wine. This is like fantastic. Like some of the best wines I've had was like in my trip were like just like their house red. It's crazy. It's great. But yeah, the scripting was difficult.
And if the cultural social rules are also different, it's like, you don't just know, you're not just missing the rules for how to like go about, ordering at this restaurant, you also don't have like the social back and forth down.
Right.
So it's like, and the language barrier, it's like everything. You can't prepare any scripts.
The other thing is
stressful.
You have to ask for the check because they don't want to rush you, I guess. So you have to ask for it. And I always felt bad because I didn't want to bother them, but they don't want to bother us because you're supposed to enjoy the meal, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Because I hate when you go to a restaurant and you're like not even finished eating and they're like, I'm going to leave this here, but take your time. And you're like,
feel so passive aggressive.
What if I wanted another drink? But that's also because everybody over there is paid a fair wage. They're hourly workers. They're paid a fair wage, whereas we work based on tips.
So you want to get high
turn
turnover.
Those tables. Yeah. I get it. It's just different. And I loved it. I liked Spain. They had great food. It was beautiful. It was warm. Everybody was really nice. Everybody spoke was multilingual. One of our Uber drivers, I asked him, I go, I just want to, how many languages do you speak? And he goes, only 5. And I was like, what?
Only 5?
And I was like, wow, your English is amazing. I can't believe you speak 5 languages. Like your English is so much better than my English. I don't think I speak English that well. He goes, no, your English is almost perfect. I was like, almost.
Ouch.
Golly. But it was interesting. I haven't traveled. I'm not a big international traveler just because 1, money, and 2, time. But it was interesting, all those like social cues I didn't know I relied so much on traveling like in the Americas, completely different in Europe. So it was great. It was a great experience. But
did you make all your flights?
I don't think we have enough time to describe.
We can save it for another time.
We can, but I have another plane story for you all.
You always do.
And the most important thing is that we made it to our flight, but boy, oh boy, was it an event. The whole day was an event. We were up for I slept a little bit on the plane, but we were both up for about 23 hours that day.
Oh my God.
I was bananas.
All right.
We made it back. But yeah, it was great. It was a great trip. I had a lot of fun. I hope you didn't miss me too much.
I was crying every day.
But now I'm back and ready to
rock.
Oh, man, I thought I had something clever to say, but I don't.
No, you don't. That's okay.
I was going to say something in Spanglish, but
what you got?
No.
Finish it.
I totally blanked. I was going to try and say something clever, but turns out I'm not clever.
Sometimes you are.
Sometimes. Not today.
Okay. All right.
Striking out.
Well, we will move on to our final section of this Schmorg Bagel Bite.
Yeah.
Where it's about time we gave some more coffee shout outs for people who have donated to us and donated to the podcast.
And we are so grateful.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. It seriously is such a big help. We're not disappearing. I know episodes have been kind of inconsistent lately, but we are finally getting into hopefully a consistent schedule. And
we're getting there.
Yeah.
For weekly episodes,
yes.
Right? We've got this editing business almost figured out.
Yep.
We want to, and I think from there that will take a lot of stuff off of Grace's plate so we can focus on other things like content and
lots
merch.
of fake commercials. Yeah.
We're getting there. 2023, It's our year. This is it. We're getting there. And I know we're halfway through it already and we've been saying this, but
hey,
we're getting there.
We're last minute people. So December 29th. It'll all come together.
But yes, we have a lot of big plans for this year. We want to do a lot of, we have so many ideas for different episodes. Matilda just reminded us that we still need to have a Ask a Neurotypical episode. We were talking about it, and then we actually scheduled it, and then things fell through.
It didn't happen, yeah.
Well, it was like a COVID issue.
Yeah.
And then,
that's right.
So we couldn't. But we're gonna do it again. We gotta do it for Matil.
Yes. Once we get sound editing up and going, we are hopefully going to have more guest episodes because we know you guys like them and we like them too. They're fun. But it's so much more scheduling and editing on our parts, and so it's just been really difficult for us to fit it in. But once we have everything up and going, we want to definitely bring you more guest episodes.
Yes.
So for coffee shout outs, our first one Our first donation comes from Danny.
Danny,
the ADHD mom.
oh,
And she said, keep it up. My favorite part of the podcast is the playing of elevator music as you look things up. I constantly Google random stuff. So thank you, Danny.
thank you, Danny.
We also think the elevator music is hilarious.
I love the elevator music.
I do too.
I don't know. We were just talking about, like, how did people live without smartphones where they couldn't, like, randomly look stuff up?
I know. I would go out of my mind if I couldn't look stuff
Right?
up.
Like, in Spain, I paid for an international plan. I kind of boogered it up. But for a period of time, I did not have access to Google 24/7. And I just wanted to keep looking all these things up. And I couldn't. And it was driving me insane. I just had to, like, sit there with my thoughts. Oh, my God.
I hate that.
I wonder what this is. And just, like, think and wonder. Like,
Yeah, I can't just wonder. I need to know.
I need to know. I got to look it up.
Yep.
The next one is from R-H-I. I'm assuming this is Rihanna.
I mean, it has to be, right?
Riri? Yeah, of course. Thanks, Rihanna.
Yeah, thank you, Rihanna. Thank you for
Thanks
donating.
For donating. We're glad you're a fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
It
makes sense.
it does make sense.
We get it. We get why you like this podcast, Rihanna.
Thank you for your donation. We really appreciate it. And I love your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, our next donation comes from Deb Duncan, and she says, "Caca!
Oh my God.
Thank you both for all
So
the
cute.
info and fun. Your ADHD-Adjacent podcast is the best. My brother and I were both recently diagnosed as adults in our 60s.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's so wonderful. So imagine the aha moments we have every episode. Wolf is our current hyperfocus. I found you through Tracy's podcast.
Oh.
So thank you, Deb.
Deb.
And thank you, Deb's brother, for listening.
Brother Deb.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Deb.
That's every time I hear about people who are, like, in their 50s 60s plus getting diagnosed, it kind of, like, warms my heart, because it makes me think that, like, I think sometimes I've talked about this with, like, dyslexia, like, it's almost like it's too late, I feel like, but it isn't too late to be diagnosed or learning things about yourself and improving yourself and working with your brain rather than against it. And so you're inspiring, Debs.
Yeah.
Deb.
Multiple Debs. The Debs.
Deb,
Thank you, the
Deb
Debs.
and Brother Deb.
Yes. Yeah, it's so valuable to, I feel like, tell those stories and share that, because, yeah, you do hear, like, even my own mom was like, well, what would that change if I were to, like, accept that I have ADHD? Like,
you're
well,
like, it's too late now.
I don't think that
But
would
it's
even really
not.
change anything. It's like,
No.
it would change everything.
Yes. So thank you, Deb and
Yes.
Brother Deb. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you, Deb and Brother Deb.
Yeah. Oh man, I crack myself up.
Yeah.
I know it's not funny, but
I think it's funny.
It's kind of funny. Next we have Jamie. Thank you.
What's up, Jamie?
Thank you, Jamie. And she says, this is a request, which we can definitely do. She says, more cowbell, please. I think absolutely.
Yes, definitely have more
Absolutely.
cowbell.
I don't think there's a situation that doesn't need more cowbell.
I've got a fever.
Right?
And the only prescription is more
At
cowbell.
my funeral, I want there to be all cowbell instrumental.
Okay, I can arrange that.
Yeah.
What about kazoos?
Cowbells and kazoos.
The old C and K? Cowbells and kazoos.
That would sound awful.
It would be so bad.
Yeah, please. Please.
Please, I will. All right. We also got a donation from Jessica.
Thank
she
you,
didn't say
Jessica.
anything. Short and sweet. You don't have to say anything.
You don't have to say anything.
It's okay. Your
but
donation is enough.
Yep, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
so thank you, Jessica.
The next one's from OK Lily, which I should read this one.
Yes.
since-
This is not my sister Lily. It's other Lily.
Here's a question that makes me sound old. What does TFW mean?
It means that feeling when.
Oh.
Welcome to the internet, Grandma. WTF, why the face?
Oh. I feel so old.
You are.
That feeling when you're riding your bike to pick up your ADHD meds and listening to your favorite ADHD adjacent podcast, when suddenly the hosts are talking about you and your actually pretty mundane Aperol adjacent aperitif of choice. That feeling is almost fall off your bike hilarious, because she's referencing that time I thought this was
Sister Lily.
I thought this was Sister Lily.
Writing in about a
Writing in
aperitif.
about Aperol Spritz as an aperitif. and definitely got the wrong Lily.
Yeah, and we kind of like were...
I was like berating her.
Yeah, we were kind of being
really bad about it. Still, I'm really sorry.
We were being a little mean, thinking it was Sister Lily, and it's not.
It's not. And
then we also released an apology as well in a later episode.
Yeah, and I'm still sorry. I didn't mean to berate you.
I'm no longer sorry, Lily. I'm
sorry.
Well, she thinks it's hilarious, so
okay.
She's not mad at us.
Okay, that's good.
She's happy to be mentioned on the podcast.
Yeah, and thank you for your donation. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Lily, for not only not giving up on us, but donating to us.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my goodness.
All right, we got another donation from Bianca Bastoni.
Bianca Bastoni. All right, name of the day right there. That's a great name.
Great name.
BB.
Oh, BB. BB says... She says, please keep going, Grace and Kristin. You guys are keeping me going. I need the woof. Smiley face. Aw, thank you for that donation.
Yeah,
That's
you.
a really nice message.
Thanks, BB.
We will keep going. I know you guys are probably worried that we're burning out and we're going to stop doing this podcast. We are doing everything we can to keep it going and get back on a consistent schedule. So actually, you know what? I feel like we got more donations when people are like, oh, no, we might quit. We better donate. So you know what? You never know. We might quit.
You never know.
This could be the last episode.
I think we should.
But it could be.
No.
You better keep supporting us. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to keep doing it regardless.
Keep going. We're getting some things figured out. Things are getting better. Yep. We are going.
And really just like your messages even of saying like, you know, you guys keep me going. I love listening every week. Like, please don't stop the podcast. Just hearing your messages are really encouraging for us as well.
They fill my heart.
Yes. So if you can't donate, just
tell us.
Give us a compliment.
How much you like us.
Yeah, please tell us how much you like us.
No, and I think we already talked about how like precious the Facebook group is, where everybody's like sending helpful messages.
Yeah.
It's so precious. This little community that has occurred is just adorable and just I don't know. I don't really have words, but we really do appreciate this like community that has like developed around us, and you guys are like the best.
I know, and it's always, I feel like it's always surprising to us when we read those comments because it really just feels like we're talking to each other in a room. So when people are like, I listen every week.
And you're like, really?
Yeah, you're my favorite podcast. It's like, us? Okay.
There's other podcasts out there, right? Or the people who are like, I don't listen to podcasts, I just listen to this. And you're like,
well, good. Don't discover those other ones.
Don't listen to the other ones for sure. Just this one.
Yeah, this is the only podcast out there.
Jean says, I appreciate you both. And you know what, Jean? I appreciate you both, too.
Yep, both of you, Jean.
Both Jeans.
Yeah.
No. Jean, thank you for your donation. Very much appreciate it.
Yep. And then our friend Mathilde. She
gave a very generous donation. We very much appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you, Matilda. That was very thoughtful of you and very kind. She said, here's some coffee to keep you caffeinated and keep those ADHD energy levels up. Love from Finland, Matilda.
I keep forgetting she's from Finland.
I know. So thank you for donating.
What Finland's like. Matilda, what's it like over there?
Yeah, just tell us.
Is it nice?
Give us a quick description of Finland.
Yeah, just like a 1 or 2 sentence.
It's nice.
Yeah. But we also have some monthly donations. Some people who donate like every month, which is crazy. It's crazy that people do this.
I know.
It's I'm like, I'm touched, like truly.
Yeah. So thank you for continuing to donate to us monthly. Yeah. We got the classic Russ, obviously. Russ baby. Russ is in there. We got Esther. We got Tracy. And now we got Jamie.
It's just, I don't know. I can't stop smiling, I guess. You can't see it because this is a podcast, but.
She's smiling. I can confirm.
It's my dopey smile, but here we are. We appreciate you so much. And
it makes us feel good.
Makes us feel nice. And hopefully it makes you guys feel nice too. But I appreciate your donations. It is touching. It's truly, you guys are just amazing people. We appreciate you. And I know, sometimes things can be tight. So obviously take care of yourselves first.
Yep.
Get the bills paid, grocery shop, do what you need to do. But these like extra little things that you're donating are just like truly amazing. And I very much appreciate it.
Yep. And hopefully in the near future, we can get that Patreon up and going so then we can like give you some additional content.
Yes, because you guys deserve it.
Yeah, we want to give you more, but first we need to be able to give more.
Mm-hmm.
So
where else are we going to talk an in-depth study on Black Beauty?
Yeah.
Right?
And what other content would you rather pay for than an in-depth analysis of Black Beauty for some reason? No, it'll be other things besides that.
Probably better things than that, but it could be that.
It might be. And I'll probably talk about TV a lot.
There you go. Talking TV. Maybe I'll watch TV so we could talk about TV.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
Okay.
So that's really kind of it. That's all we have for a bagel bite.
Little baby bagel bite. A baby bagel bite.
A little baby bagel bite. A little BBB.
A BBB.
BB&B. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week with a full-length episode. And until then, you can follow us on Instagram at Weirds of a Feather. You can send us an email at weirdsofafeather@gmail.com. You can join our Facebook group. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And those are also really helpful. They really help us out. And if you write us a review on Apple Podcasts, we will read it on our podcast.
Yeah. Or if you send us an email, we'll probably read it here. You know, you can send us in your pizza secrets or anything.
Yep.
We'll read it here. Unless you don't want us to. We won't read it
And
here.
then we won't read it here.
Yeah. If you would like to make a donation of any amount, you can at
ko-fi.com/weirdsofafeather. And you can just, buy us a little coffee or become a monthly donator or whatever you please.
Yeah. All the money goes back into the podcast, basically sound editing, the technology for it, the sound editor, and making this a better podcast so we can make better content and make more content for you guys. So
Yeah.
we're not making money off this.
Yeah, this isn't a salary thing. We're not getting paid from this at all.
This is volunteer.
It's just like, hey, how about if this program didn't directly come out of my bank account because I can't afford it.
We're in the red a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah. So those donations just keep us not in the red, essentially.
Yeah.
we're not bringing in a profit.
No way. But we appreciate any and all amount. Obviously, like we've said many times before, take care of yourselves first. We're in a recession. Jobs are tough. AI is going to take over the world. It's okay.
No, it's not. Don't say that.
It's definitely not. I shouldn't say that because the computer's going to be mad at me.
I know. And they can't even draw hands, so we're safe.
Well, it starts with drawing hands.
That's where it all begins. And that's it.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our little BBB today. And that's it.
And see ya.